Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome to EVE Talk, your weekly look at the EVE Online markets. And yesterday we had the EVE Online keynote and boy, quite a lot is going to change in EVE Odyssey. Moon minerals will change, ice mining completely revamped, all the ice goes into anomalies and there will be like a limited amount of it. Minerals will change as well, some of the asteroids, I think they'll just add like new asteroids and stuff like that with new compositions, so that's pretty interesting as well. And it might be a bit too early for a big impact on the market, but it's going to be pretty interesting anyways. So let's have a look as always first at the minerals, and we finally get a nice looking chart for titanium, which has been corrupted for quite a few weeks now, but you can see that in July, in last summer, we had tops at like almost 7 ISK on some of the data points, and definitely 660, 670 for the normal prices, which then went down after the summer back up towards the expansion. But now this downward trend that we've seen for the last few weeks is clearly here, and titanium is settling at around 5.5 ISK, so that's actually quite a bit lower than what we saw last summer. Are we going to see a mirroring of this with the expansion? I'm not sure. It really depends on the changes that are coming to mining, and I haven't had the chance to check out the dev blogs just yet. So let's have a look at pyrite, which luckily hasn't gone down that much compared to titanium. So top was above 15 ISK, but that was actually pretty recent, and now it's just gone down a little bit. But yeah, pyrite's still looking pretty good, so that's good for people that mine scordite. Let's have a look at Mixalon. That'll look a lot more like the titanium chart. Yeah, definitely we get several tops the summer, midsummer, and then towards the expansion maybe a little bit tops at like 63, 64, something like that. But yeah, Mixalon has dropped down towards 45 or even below 45 ISK, so that's really pretty bad for the guys that have been mining plagioklasse. And yeah, prices in GTAF 43.03, 43.45, so it even looks like this downward trend is not ending anytime soon. And no noticeable impact due to the announcement that there are going to come changes to the asteroids with Odyssey. I just think it's a little bit too early and people don't really have that much information just yet. Let's have a quick look at Isogen then, holding on pretty decently after a bit of a correction with the expansion, but doing okay at just below 150. Megasite on an upward trend towards 2.4k with a low after the summer here at like 1.9, something like that. So that's definitely a very good increase at that very low price point. Let's have a look at Noxium here. Yeah, went below 500, it's back above 800, so Noxium is doing quite well as well. I find this actually pretty interesting, especially right now. If you look at the Mixalon chart, they always tend to come back, and Mixalon does seem to be pretty damn low at the moment. So it might be a good time to stock up on Mixalon, not sell any of it, and wait for a better price, maybe over the summer if anything good for it happens during Odyssey. So let's have a quick look at the Drake here, some Tech 1 ships. The Drake back to around 52 million, that's pretty interesting. Look at that slump right here after the summer with the announced nerfs. Came back very nicely with the expansion and it's been going up and down pretty decently. You might have been able to make some trade money here in the Drakes, but holding once again at around 52 million. I bet people that bought Drakes right here, that had the guts to buy Drakes here at like 47, something like that, made a pretty good deal on that and are very happy with where it is now. Let's have a look at the Maelstrom then, a larger battleship that's been pretty flat despite the changes to the mineral prices. The Maelstrom, a large battleship, so that takes a lot of resource, seems pretty flat. Let's have a look at at one that I know is going to go up in mass, which is a Dominic's. Actually not that much movement. I'm a bit surprised by that. We can expect these battleships to go up in cost, same as the tier 3 battle cruisers. So standard like the Oracle. Nope, not that much to see here. The Naga, basically a downward trend, and the Talos also, whoa, at around 80 here, and then the Tornado, a big spike here, but yeah, all of these follow a slow downward trend here, which is a bit strange because I expect all of these to go up in mineral cost with Odyssey. So it's actually pretty interesting. I'm definitely going to try and produce some of my own Taloses right now before the expansion, and hope to actually make some money that way. So pretty interesting. Tick 2 market, we moved from the logistics to the command ships. So let's have a quick look at these charts. Absolution way down, but as you can see, at least there's some variety here, going from 190 to 270, something like that. That's 100 million ISK difference between its lowest and its highest points. And here, even here, the recent uptick and correction is from 220 to 270 and then back down to 230. So there's definitely trading opportunities here medium term. Damnation a bit less volatile, but still you can see some tops here, so that's pretty good. The Nighthawk, general downward trend, not as much variation, but a really big spike here in 5-day moving average. So yeah, maybe some people have been able to manipulate it a little bit. Vulture, yeah, also less pronounced in its swings. Astarte, that looks pretty good. A low, I'd say around 190, top around 250. Decent 5-day moving average movements. So that's pretty good. EOS, yeah, 200 to 260, with really big, with very general spikes coming back every few months or every month, something like that, and then a really big 5-day moving average spike, and then a correction here, back up again, back down again. Yeah, some of these, Claymore not so much, and then the Sleipnir also not so much, but Galente and the Mar battle command ships, they look like some trade-worthy ships to me, for some trade money. What's next? Melted nanoribbons. What's that been doing? Oh, there's the correction. We see it's been going up from a really low bottom of almost 4.5 million. It went back up to 6 million on the data points, not on 20-day moving average, but now it's correcting back down. So looks like we might have seen the top for the melted nanoribbons. I think we've seen already that the Tech 3 ships have not followed suit. These have slowly been going down over the last year. So at least that makes them a bit more accessible to other people. But yeah, they definitely have not had an impact from the melted nanoribbons going up in price quite severely in the last few months. Let's take a look at Galente fuel blocks. Ooh, that could be a spike due to the announced changes to ice mining. Look at that. That's pretty nice. Went as low as 12k, held on around 13k, and now there you go, big jump to 16k, so that's probably going to be worth it to look at the prices. Yeah, sell order 17.294. It was below 14k just a few days ago. 14.5 for the buyers. So yeah, I did a good, it's a good thing that I kept my Galente fuel blocks. If we don't end up in a boss, I can definitely sell them for what looks like it's going to be a better price. People are definitely expecting more problems with the supply of fuel blocks due to the ice mining changes coming in EVE Online Odyssey, and this was all explained in the keynotes last night. So yeah, like I've said throughout these months, I didn't expect any real movement until CCP announced something drastic. I'd always been looking at it from a post perspective, but obviously this is another possibility. They completely change ice mining, and this is what you get. Let's have a look at Technetium, which continues to drop. You can even see a data point at 40,000. ISK, where the top of the year is 200,000 ISK. Now this might also be the announcement, further dumping of technetium as long as they can, because there are going to be changes to moon mining in Odyssey as well. So let's have a look then if the Plex has moved. That's still holding in the 500 to 520 million ISK band, sellers 516, buyer 507. So I'm not really seeing a movement due to the expansion coming up just yet. I would expect that in the upcoming weeks. But for now, yeah, just at around 510, 515, something like that is where you'll get your plexus. But overall, very interesting. Definitely a big movement in the Galente fuel blocks due to the announcements last night. But for now, on the other end, like the mineral market and the Tech 1 production, that might be impacted by that. Not a lot of movement seen there. The technetium continues to drop, so I'm not sure what people are expecting there for changes. But yeah, resource-wise, a lot is going to get revamped. Like I've already said, some changes to minerals, changes to moon mining, changes to ice mining. Also, a lot of changes to what's it called? Exploration. Yeah, definitely a total revamp of how that works. And so this might actually have an impact, I think, on faction modules once all those changes come out. And maybe finally, Johnny Pugh showed this off in one of his videos. If I look at Catalyst search, we now have quite a few different ones, like the Aliastra Catalyst, Inner Zone Shipping Catalyst, Interbus one, Intaki, and an Equave Catalyst, which seems to have just come out. Personally, I do find this interesting as a long-term investment. I actually bought all of them except for the Quave Catalyst, which I'm trying to pick up at a nice low price. But I do see these very rare ships as long-term investments or just a cool thing to have, and I just wanted to mention this as well for people that are interested in the market, that there are some catalysts that you can pick up for not too much money, and they're actually pretty rare ones, and maybe in like 10 years or so these could be worth quite a lot of ISK. Anyways, that's it for this week's EVE Talk, and I'll see you all next time.